Hello, everybody, and welcome to the much anticipated debut of Talking Tennis. We've been the buzz of the sports world all week, and we've finally arrived. I am your host. They call me Adam the Animal, and I'm joined by my two partners in crime to discuss the world of tennis. First off, to my virtual left, the man they once called a child prodigy. He had all the talent in the world, but unfortunately, his growth spurt only took him to 5'8.5". It's Chrissy P. How are you this evening, Chris?
Jeez, that is some introduction, and I got to say, I'm very pleased to be here. But 5'8.5", that's an insult. It's 5'9", but hey, we'll get there.
Well, it would have made all the difference for you going pro.
Mate,
And to my right, the man who could have gone pro, but his training regime consisted of KFC, Hungry Jacks, and less midweek training sessions than Bernard Tomic. It's Adrian. How are you, buddy?
How you going, boys? Good to be here. It's
Thanks, mate.
It is
Happy
an
to see you.
absolute pleasure. Thanks for the nice intro as well, by the way.
No worries.
Pretty
I
accurate.
try and be accurate with my intros. Yeah, exactly.
Very accurate.
Mate, it's not that hard to get more sessions in the Bernard Tomic these days. But I've got to say, before we get right into it, he's just been working hard at the Challenger tours. I mean, he's not giving up, but I suppose what else is he good at?
What was the Challenger Tour he was playing at?
I don't know. The names of these cities, it's very hard to pronounce. It's not, they're not known, but it's all over playing against no-namers.
Mount Carmel tennis tournament.
He hasn't gotten that low yet, but I tell you,
No.
his trajectory might go that way.
Age, my friend, I'm going to throw to you first. I've been on the internet all week. There's been a lot of rumours and speculation and innuendo about your medical condition.
There is.
I want you to put the rumours to bed and just tell everybody straight from the horse's mouth, are you okay? And what the hell is wrong with you?
The question on everybody's lips. Yes, indeed. So, a recent diagnosis of celiac disease,
Oh, Jesus.
which has severely harmed my ability to consume the foods and beverages that I have enjoyed my whole life, unfortunately. But it's here, and I think the most frustrating part is you live your whole life knowing what glory is out there, and now you're restricted to the gluten-free products, which not only taste like shit, but is extra expensive. So the rumors are true. They are true.
Have you always had that, or is it something that just came up? Like, hey, why now after 30-something, 7 years of life?
I don't know, but I heard that it's a gene that could be switched on later in life, unless I have had it my whole life and the intolerance just wasn't so severe. And maybe I'm feeling bloated, but just never knew the difference. Maybe I associated bloating with feeling full. So, yeah, interesting to see.
Or maybe it just got worse over time.
Yeah. So interesting to see after a few more weeks to see how my body reacts and, yeah, take it from there.
How has this impacted you getting back on the court, though?
Back on the courts, well, that's a whole other story for another podcast, I think.
Yeah, if we had to go through your full medicals, I mean, it's a big list.
Sure is.
Have you lost weight since you've cut out bread from your whole life?
Well, yeah, for 2 weeks, yes.
So there's a plus at least.
Yeah.
So maybe your road back to the tennis court will be back sooner rather than later.
Maybe, yes. If you boys are up for it, I'll be keen to join again. Do my knee again, everything that goes with it.
Yeah.
Your introduction to Tuesday night tennis was short-lived, though.
It really was.
No, that's fine. I was just going to say Adrian's introduction back into social tennis was short-lived. I mean, he wanted to move like Carlos Alcaraz on the red dirt, but his knees they would not allow it. No preseason, no. It's what do you expect?
Lucky I was partnered with you when it happened, so you were able to just do all the heavy lifting while I just sat there at the back.
Oh yeah, the pep talk that ensued straight after the initial injury was geez, I think I've done my knee. I'm going to need you to do all the running here. I'm like, that's all right, mate. Just serve and get off the court, and I'll take care of the rest.
Sit at the net.
Yeah.
I blame myself, actually, because I think you filled in for me that night. So 100%
That's right,
my
actually.
fault. It was because I was not there.
Well,
All right. Well,
look
Age,
forward
you
to
keep us
having a
posted on
medical case.
your. I look forward to hearing all the gluten-free varieties of all the foods you have to eat and how
I'll keep you
terrible they
always
are.
updated. Don't worry about that. When I discover
Yeah.
some new products.
You can still have an open kebab just without the bread, right?
Yeah. Deconstructed kebab.
Deconstructed kebab,
Yeah.
deconstructed burrito, gluten-free pizza. How bad could it be?
Oh, it's bad.
The pizzas I've had, some of the base
Okay.
is not too bad. Not too bad. I expect worse.
Okay.
Yeah. But I appreciate your concern for my well-being and my
I
health.
am concerned. I know how much you love kebab.
Yes.
All right. Chris, did you have any other questions for Adrian?
No, I think we'll park it for another time. I'm sure our thousands of viewers are just hungry just to dive into the deep world of tennis right now.
Okay. Well, I'm going to have a standing bit for Adrian and his gluten-free updates each week, so we'll get more of that.
All right, we'll make a
Chris,
segment.
I know you're chomping at the bit to talk about the biggest news story of the tennis world in the last couple of weeks. It is, of course, Battle of the Sexes. It was announced last week that we're going to get part 2 of Battle of the Sexes, which will take place on the 28th of December in the place where, of course, it's known for women's rights, Dubai. The world number 1 women's tennis player, Ariana Sabalenka, versus, I'll say, a very respectable ranking of 658 in the world.
Mm.
Everyone's favourite tennis player in Australia, Nick Kyrgios. Of course, comes 50.
Don't be
Sorry,
sarcastic with everyone's favourite. Some of us here appreciate the curious.
that was not sarcasm at all. I was playing it straight.
Are these like the
And if
non-tennis fans who have no clue about tennis and just love the theatrics and the drama? I'd say it's them.
yes, not the hardcore tennis fans like the hundreds of thousands of people listening to this podcast and the three of us, of course.
Well, Adam, I don't know where to begin. I mean, with this, I mean, can we even take this seriously? Will Kyrgios even take this seriously? I just feel like it's going to be treated like an exhibition.
Well, it is. I'd like to know, are there any other rules or settings that have gone with it, or is it just going to be a straight-out match?
Well, that's the thing. If it was a straight-out match, then it'd be probably a bit more legitimate. But the fact is they've brought in the courts for Sabalenka's side. I believe 9% of the total length and width of the court. So
Really?
the theory there, she has to cover less court. But I don't know. I feel like when you've been playing behind the baseline for your, entire career at a certain length, and then you take away, part of that dimension, could go against you. And also the fact that there's just one serve. So no faults, just one. If it's one serve, it's out. It's point to the other player. So I guess that might inhibit, Kyrgios from having just two first serves.
But he's going to be serving underarm for most of the match anyway, right?
That's a lock. I would expect that he'll be serving underarms in his first service game. Just just to show the crowd that's what he does. That he's arrived.
Well, he's made a few provocative comments in the lead up, saying women can't return our serves and that he doesn't need to be 100% to beat her anyway. So I didn't know about this one serve rule, which has changed things.
There's a couple of things. It's a best of 3 with a 10-point tiebreak if it's one sets all. There is only one serve. And as Chris mentioned, both the width and the length of the court on Sabalenka's side will be reduced by, I think, 9% is the number that's being thrown around. So there are some modifications, I
Okay,
guess, to the match, which has meant that the legitimacy and the why are we bothering with this
that's right.
questions have come up because it's not really a straight up match. I know there's been some critics out there that have said the same thing. But people will watch it because it's a spectacle, and I don't think there's any other tournaments going on the 20th of December either. So
And I think Kyrgios's calendar is quite open in that time as well. So I don't think he had much on apart from playing Nintendo in Canberra.
I think 2K27 is due out, or 2K26 is due out around that time. So
Right, yeah.
I don't know how that's going to affect his career mode on NBA.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, it might conflict with his schedule of playing basketball with his friends. I mean, yeah, people say, "Oh, he's training." I mean, basketball—it's a type of cross training you do. Yeah,
well, I might bring your attention to a match back in, I think it was 1998 or 1999, the Williams sisters. They played against a German player, and they made a call saying that they could beat any man outside the top 200. So I've forgotten his name, this German player.
I remember the match, but he was a no-name player. A quick Google search tells me his name was Carsten Brush,
That's right.
and he played against both the Serena sisters in a
Yes.
separate
Quickly
match. He
dispatching
defeated,
Venus 6-1, and
yes,
then taking on Serena, beating her 6-2. And there were reports that he had a few, not Chardonnays, Shandies, was it? Or what were they? Oh no, he was consuming alcohol in between the match and before the match.
and
just to rub insult.
according to this dodgy Google search, it says he played the tennis match after a round of golf as well.
That's right.
Again, I don't know if that's people bodging his Wikipedia profile, but it is quite amusing.
I think I saw him at Munich Brauhaus the night before, back in 1990.
He was ranked 203 in the world. That's fairly decent. Kyrgios is 658. I think Chrissy P's ranking is closer to that than Big Kyrgios is to number one.
How many ranks outside the top 500 have beaten, the likes of Federer, Nadal, Murray, Djokovic? I don't think many, or if any. So
How many tournaments has Kyrgios played this year?
0.
Question without notice.
Oh, I couldn't even tell you. It'd have to be less than 2. Did he even play the Open? Did he? Well, that'd be 1.
Yeah, and
My memory doesn't go back further than last week.
Yeah, when did his injury occur? I can't remember. It was early on.
Yeah, it may have even been before this year, but yeah, his injuries wouldn't have made him retire any tournaments. I don't think he bothered to attempt any.
Yeah, I think
so. The big question. Sorry, Adrian.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say the only thing I remember of him this year was when he was upset that, was it the US Open or Wimbledon didn't want him as part of the commentary team. He was kicking up a stink about that, saying, why wouldn't you want someone who's... Oh, it must have been Wimbledon, because he was saying, why wouldn't you want someone who's made a final? And a few other comments.
Well, he's going to hang his hat on that final for pretty much everything. Probably because he's he's a terrible commentator and he doesn't have much insightful comments. He probably wouldn't even make it on this podcast too. Even if he asked, I'd tell him to fuck off.
So, a couple of points. He did have a sit-down interview. Sorry, not him. I'm jumping ahead. I'm speaking to other Chris's, the other one of Chris's mate that we'll speak about very shortly.
I have so many.
So Kyrgios's last match was in July this year. He played a doubles match.
Ask Opelka. That does not count.
Okay.
Ask Rolly Opelka. Doubles does not count as a match.
I'm just saying that's his last actual recorded match of the year. It was in July this year. We're going to jump to the quiz very early, but on the spot quiz, who did he partner with in that tournament in Washington? of July this year.
Was it sock? Or a
Yeah,
sock?
an American.
It wasn't an Aussie.
Yeah, I was going to say an American. I reckon. Soccer.
Djokovic.
It's a well-known player, a
Djokovic.
veteran. He's been around a long time, and it wasn't Djokovic.
Hmm.
And Chris, I'm going to request you turn your camera off because your connection is terrible.
Yes.
We're out here in the sticks.
They haven't got internet out there. Hopefully we can hear you a little bit better because you're cutting out. Adrian, what's your guess? Veteran tennis player, been around a long time, not an American, not an Aussie.
Well, yeah, my guess was Djokovic before you said it's not Djokovic.
It's also not Djokovic.
Any other hints?
Mate, he's probably over 30. He's been around a long time. It's from Europe.
Not Stan the Man, is it?
That narrows it down.
There's not many veterans running around these days. He's one of very few from the vintage era that are still
Was
running
it
around.
Monfils?
It is Gael Monfils, correct.
Yes.
That's very
Playing
good.
the Washington tournament. Very good age. That just buying time for your Google search. Very good.
I did not. I was about to, but I guessed it before I searched.
And Chris, to your point, his last singles match was back in March at the ATP 1000 in Miami.
Ouch.
Well, he's smart.
He lost in the round of 64 to a guy whose name I'm not even going to try to pronounce. Some Russian dude.
All right. Well,
Kafelnikov.
So that's that. Not Yevgeny Kafelnikov. He's not running around anymore.
Too busy on the front lines.
Jesus, let's not go there. Adrian, what's your prediction for the Battle of the Sexes? Who's your winner and how many sets? And also, how many underarm serves is Kyrgios going to do in the whole match?
This is the important question here. So
we ask the important questions on this podcast.
Yes, I think it will go. I think it will go to 3.
It'll go to 3 just for the theatrics.
Spectacle. Yes, I don't see it playing it out in a straight set. I think Kyrgios will win in 3 sets, and I can't see him taking it all too seriously. But I think his pride might get in the way a bit too much to lose. And
he's not going to say it out loud, but he doesn't want to lose to a girl, right?
That's right. And the more important question is how many underarm serves. I'm guessing 5.
5. Chris, are you going to take the overs or unders on that 5?
We're going for definitely overs. I mean,
I knew that was coming.
You're going to get 5 in the first set alone.
You're going to get 5 in the first set, did you say?
Oof.
Yeah. And I think it'll die down after that. You might probably get 1 in the second set, and you might chuck in a few late if it's
He's not going to do any in a 10-point tiebreaker in the third, surely.
If he's going to do them, he'll do them early. But in terms of the scoreline, I'm going to say Sabalenka, only because I really want her to win, and then obviously, naturally, Kyrgios will say he wasn't trying, it was an exhibition, and all that, yada yada yada. But we'll go Sabalenka 4-6, 7-5, 10-4. You heard it.
Jesus, specific scoreline. I like it.
That's why they're paying the big bucks.
I like it. That is why he's the only one who gets paid on this podcast.
Yep, I'm in the red.
So if Djokovic is playing this Battle of the Sexes game, does that mean he is all in for the Aussie Open? And if he is, will Chris be watching in attendance round 1 next year?
Well, by Djokovic, I hope you mean Kyrgios, and no, he...
Sorry, I get them confused, Chris. They're your mortal enemies.
They're best mates.
That is another reason.
You'd be forgiven. Certainly not. I mean, there'd be talk that he will, or he might say he's in training and body feels good, and clearly not. But even if he does get up, you have to receive a huge wild card, and you'd be yeah, I couldn't see him playing a best of 5.
He might.
Doesn't 658 in the world give you direct entry?
Yeah, you have to get a wild card. That's what I mean.
He might play doubles.
As we've stated, it does not count.
Fucking Arcus again.
Yeah.
It's the only way he'll make it past the first round.
In a doubles.
In a doubles.
Mm.
All right, Chris's prediction will not get out of first round singles.
If that's
We like a good prediction. He'll
have to turn Rod Laver Arena into an absolute, circus. It'll have to be an absolute freak show. A night in France with fucking Mute playing and against Medvedev, and Mute's got the crowd on his side. It have to be such a spicy night.
I was about to say that. Would they rig the draw and pair him up with someone like that who's like between 5 and 15 in the world?
I think
a big name.
Where's Tsitsipas ranked nowadays?
Last I checked, he was in the 30s, I want to say.
He's slipping.
Yep.
I think since his breakup with Badosa, he's just spiraled out of control. I think all he's good for now is just philosophy quotes on Twitter. I think that's what he does now. I think that's his full-time gig.
I need to follow him then, because I'm all for philosophy quotes.
They're not very good. I mean, we'll just stick with Plato and Marcus Aurelius and, those likes.
Yeah.
Why? Yeah, okay, interesting. He's 34 in the world, Adrian. So, yeah, he's still in that top 50.
Well, that would be fun. A Kyrgios Tsitsipas first round.
I'd almost want Mute and Kyrgios. I don't think they've ever played, but I reckon you're going to get some good value. I'd even pay front row seats at Rod Laver and pay an arm and a leg to witness that.
Mm.
I like the Medvedev call as well. I think that'd be a good matchup. Only because I've seen it before. It was very fun.
Yeah, and yours truly was the only Medvedev supporter in the whole of Rod Laver Arena.
Yeah, we were one of about 20 Russian supporters in the crowd that night.
20.
20's being generous. It was less than 20, but yes. And we were public enemy number 1 and 2.
Yeah.
More so you. You were, yeah.
I think
you were
it
really
was
showing your support for Medvedev.
Standing and clapping, the change of ends. Yeah. Really stuck out like a sore thumb there.
It was all happening. All right, before we move on, did anyone have any other thoughts, observations, comments they wanted to make on the Battle of the Sexes? We've got 6 weeks before this match actually happens, so we can always revisit it.
Yeah, I'm sure we will revisit. I'm sure there'll be more news that comes to light before then.
Hopefully a few more tweets on Kyrgios.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. It's like fire for Chris to jump at.
Just can't resist.
No, you love it. All right, and more red meat for you, Chris. Before we jump to the tournament that is happening at the moment in Italy, there was a 250 tournament in Greece, Athens, that just finished up last week. The Vander Pharmaceuticals Hellenic Championship, that's a mouthful, a tournament that was relocated to Greece from Serbia that was won by another one of Christopher's favourites, Novak Djokovic, defeating the second seed and world number 9, Lorenzo Musetti, 4-6, 6-3, 7-5. It was an interesting match because, as far as I understand, and correct me if I'm wrong, Chris, the winner was meant to go through to the end of year tournament, which Novak obviously won, but then pulled out with a shoulder injury after winning the match. Chris, tell me why the injury is full of shit.
Well, it just was just so much to take in. I mean, Djokovic playing a 250 tournament at the age at what is he, 37? I mean, it's mind-baffling to see that he wants to be, taking part in a low-ranked tournament, but maybe The ATP finals was his motivation, but yet he won and chose to pull out. But as for the shoulder injury, I can't really recall if it's something he sustained on the court or maybe something he's, just planning a bit more long term, maybe in preparation for the AO. But I think he has some special ties to Greece, and that maybe explains why he was playing there to begin with. I think there's some Serbian revolution going on right now, and I believe that he had to relocate to Greece. He's moved his whole family, and no shock was it to find out that his whole family, his parents, were in attendance of the final. I mean, can you imagine Novak Djokovic playing a 250 tournament? Parents, family, they're all there. I mean, you wouldn't see it.
I have seen him be very vocal about what is happening there in Serbia.
He's been speaking out against the government as far as the bits that I've seen. So, and yeah, maybe that's what's caused the whole friction there with the government and him relocating.
Well, you mentioned, Adam, that the winner was going to participate in the ATP finals, but was he already top 8 regardless?
I think he was 8th going into that, but, and Chris, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe had Musetti won, he would have jumped Djokovic and got into the final. Okay. I believe they were that close on the rankings, as far as how I read it.
Okay.
I can't correct it. I do not know.
Because I think it was a match. The winner, there was extra stakes on the match that the winner actually would have got through.
I just think part of me just wants to believe that if Djokovic chose to play that tournament, he would have lost probably more matches than he would have won. And Djokovic maybe just want to protect his image, especially before a Grand Slam. And say, I might sit this one out, let the likes of the top dogs go at it, and, I'll try and,
I think
weave some magic come the AO.
That's a good point. You're playing up against the best players, and, we've spoken about this already, about, yes, they're the best players at the moment, but not the best players he's played against in the ATP finals, that's for sure. But, it is a lot to be running around out there at his age and then backing it up. It's not like you're first facing a wild card and then a couple of days later you're playing someone ranked 60 and then you're playing someone ranked 30. You're playing top 8 players every few days. It is a lot for his body to handle, I guess.
You're playing at least 3 matches and more if you get through.
Yep.
The other school of thought is he just trying to pad his stats to get up to 109 tournament wins.
101, correct me if I'm wrong, or is it 109?
The record's 109, and I won't say any more because there's a trivia question later on about 109, but he's on 101 at the moment.
Well, there you go.
109 is the record, the open era record.
Maybe he just wanted to get off 100 career titles, and that's why he played the old 250.
The tournament was also meant to be in Serbia, so maybe it was just because it was the Serbia tournament that he wanted to play that as well.
Yeah. How late was it cancelled from Serbia and then moved to Greece? Was it a very last minute?
I am not sure. I am struggling to find information around the movement of the tournament and why. Okay. So I dare say if it was linked to these protests, that maybe it was a last minute thing.
That's classified, boys, under Serbian government officials. There, you're not getting access to that.
I thought Adrian might have some insight, or somebody on the inside.
No. Sorry.
Okay. That's okay. Maybe you've got more insight on the end of year tournament that's happening at the moment. Favourite time of year. Where 8 men battle it out for supremacy in a round-robin tournament. So the 8 players are split into 2 groups. The first group being the Jimmy Connors group, where we have
Mm.
Alcaraz, Demonor, Fritz, and Musetti. While in the Bjorn Borg group, we have Zverev, Shelton, Sinner, and I'm not going to try and say Felix's last name correctly, even though I've practiced beforehand. Did any of us catch the highlights this morning of Demonor and Musetti? I'll be honest, I haven't, but I was watching the scores frantically, and a little disappointing by Demonor. He got done by the Italian, who Chris said, I quote unquote, can't play on hard court.
Hmm.
Yeah,
I
well,
didn't
just
see
as
those.
well, Demon Orr can't beat a top 10 player. So, someone's got to win.
I think you think the home crowd advantage would play a part as well.
That is also true. I didn't factor that in.
Demon Orr had 5-3 in the third. It was theirs. It was his, rather. His demons are coming to haunt him. And he cannot just, get a top 10, even despite the fact that Mussetti's, 11th in the world. But you get my point. He just does not have the arsenal or the weaponry just to put away the big players. And I saw an interesting stat today. It's the last time he beat a top 10 player was in Medvedev in 2024, I believe. So he's lost 14 in a row to top 10 players. That's
a stat.
It's getting out of hand.
Mm.
That's why you get paid and we don't, because that's a hell of a stat.
It pays to follow our tennis on Reddit.
I did see some of the highlights of his match with Alcaraz, and I'm not sure if you guys saw any of that, but man, oh man, some of the rallying in that match was off the charts.
Yes, I took a few notes on that one.
Alcaraz. Yeah, you took some notes.
I did take
Fantastic.
a few
You took
notes.
more
That
notes than
first-
I did. I'd love to hear them.
Well, they weren't very detailed, but that first set in particular was a very high quality tennis. And a bit like what Chris mentioned, Demonor, although he can maintain it for a set, but you could see that drop off. Alcaraz is able to just maintain that consistency and that level, and Demonor just cannot match it. But that first set was brilliant tennis, whether you watched it or watched the highlights. But yeah, highly recommend.
It was intense. The thing I took out of it was just Demonor, no matter what he did, as hard as he hit it, as wide as he hit it, Alcaraz was just an animal getting everything back. And he just forced Demonor to just hit another shot. And yeah, to Chris's point, he just didn't have the arsenal to just hit clean winners and put him away.
Yeah. Well, that's
Chris, did you see any of that match? No, it's not. And if you're going to be a hustler, yeah, it's hard to out-hustle the hustle king.
Yes.
He's got a great defense, Alcaraz, and it's why it's just so hard to beat him. I mean, the only way you get to beat Alcaraz is if he's just having a slide-off day and his unforced error count is just a bit too high, and you're, playing a terrific game. Those two worlds need to come together, but it's a rare day when that happens.
Hasn't been any surprises from the other results. I think it's all kind of played out. I think Musetti winning this morning was probably the only upset. Zverev on day one beat Ben Shelton. I think he was down 3 set points in that second set tiebreaker.
Yes.
And he just rattled off 5 winners in a row to take out the tiebreak 8-6 and win that match. But he looked good as well, Zverev. Should we just end the tournament now and go straight to the Sinner Alcaraz final? Does anyone think there's actually going to be somebody come up here and cause an upset?
Yeah,
I think so. I think they should just play 5 days consecutively, best of 3 sets, and just whoever has the most wins, just crown the champion. That's all what we came to pay for. That's what we came to see. Let's get the show on the road. Let's do it.
No one likes foreplay, right?
That Sinner and Felix match. You've scared me off saying his last name now. Auger Aliassime. Is that right?
That's it.
Yes.
Aliassime.
I
won't lie. I panicked. I panicked and said Felix.
Yeah. Again, that first set, 7-5, but then you could see it in that second set. He's just scrambling for options. It looked like a defeated man like mentally. Like the decision making looked poor at times, but you attribute that to Sinner putting that pressure on. Just he looked like hopeless out there in that second set.
It looked like there was a gulf between them.
Yes.
It was a hell of a first set, though.
A bit like the Demonor one. The first set.
Yeah, it was the same. It could have just went either
good,
way.
and then they just drop off. It's hard to match it with Sinner and Alcaraz.
Did anyone catch the Alcaraz Fritz match as well this morning? Again, I haven't had a chance to catch up on anything here, but just looking at the score lines, it looks like a hell of a match.
It was. I did catch the highlights, courtesy of Tennis TV.
Not
Fritz
sponsored.
taking that first set. I mean, he's capable rather of just getting those 3 points especially on his first serve. So he took the tie break in the first. Alcaraz just clawed his way back into it, and he has got good staying power. And as we mentioned before, his hustle and defensive work just making Fritz hit another ball and just wearing him down, and just ultimately just winning the crucial points in the end. And that's what these champions do. And they just draw on the crowd as well. And I know we spoke about Demonor before, and I mean, I feel like that's another weekness or something that he needs to add to his game. He gets too bit in his shell, and like the greats, Alcaraz, he feeds off the crown. But on the contrary, you look at Sinner, he's not so much. He's on the opposite end.
Yeah, he's not holding his finger to his ear to get the crowd to cheer for him.
You barely get anything out of him. So
a bit like a Roger in that sense.
He took the words out of my mouth. He's the Federer.
Yeah.
Yep. But no, credit to Carlos. He got the job done. But in these best of three sets games, I mean, it can easily go another way. And compared to a Grand Slam where you're on there for hours on end, you're going to get a chance, an opportunity just to work your way back and swing momentum in the other way. But these best of threes, they can go quick, and you just got to seize the moment when it's there.
Yeah, well, you think of any 5-set match in a Grand Slam, that some of those matches would have been done and dusted in a tournament like this. There isn't that opportunity to crawl your way back, so you have to make it count early on.
Got to get the jump.
That's it.
And will you guys be taking the morning off tomorrow to watch Sinner versus Zverev in the morning? Will you tell the kids to go play outside for period 1 and 2?
I think my class might be doing a deep dive analysis and an evaluation into the game.
I might turn it into a maths lesson.
Statistics.
So the first match of tonight will be Shelton against Auger Aliassime. Again, I botched it because I tapped.
That was woeful. Try
that was a woeful. No, we'll not try again. Felix takes on Shelton tonight. And then the later game is the main event, as I said, Sinner versus Zverev, which should be a good match as well.
Double donut. Are we thinking, Sinner, just bagels him? Love and love. I mean, their record. Sinner has absolutely bent him over and just taken him to town every single time, and it's just getting ugly and nastier. Adam, I'm sure you've got the match head to head, nearby. Please enlighten us.
It's not as bad as what you're making it out to be, but it was more the last match. It was the semi-final in Paris where Sinner won 6-love, 6-1. So it was a bit of a shellacking. But the matches before that, they haven't been that bad. The match before was a final. Sinner won in 3, 7-5 in the third. Aussie Open, Sinner won in straight sets. That was earlier on this year. And then last year in Cincinnati, it was a tight 3-setter, which Sinner won. Sinner is 4-0 in the last 4 matches. Zverev won the last 4 before that, but we're going back to 2020, 2021. Chris, you might say, yeah, but if you watch the game, Sinner's just destroying him in game. Maybe you're right. But yeah, that last game is an absolute shellacking and pretty embarrassing for a semi-final of a 1,000 tournament. Maybe that is playing on Zverev's mind tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to escape that from the memory bank, but good luck to him. I'd love to see Zverev, knock off Sinner, but he's going to have to produce a heck of a performance. And Sinner, well, he's just going to do Sinner things. He's going to work like an animal during the points, and he's going to walk like he's just been, run over by a truck in between points. Sinner's an interesting cat, but he's a machine. He's got some forehand.
Yeah, there was on some of the highlights. I think it was on Tennis TV. It was the Sinner, maybe in the Sinner Felix game, and the highlights was like courtside or at eye level. You got a real good sense of how he hits the ball, compared to the others. They just don't have the time to get there and react, and then hit a good enough point. By that stage, he's moved into position and just puts him away. He's very, very strong. It'll be interesting to see. But I think, like you said before, Adam, let's just move on to the Alcaraz final already.
Let's do it.
Oh, that was what Chris said. I think Fritz is a chance to maybe disrupt the apple cart, potentially. That's my pick of somebody who could potentially disrupt anything. I can't see Zverev either. So I'm going to go with Fritz. That's similar to Chris. I think we're destined for the Alcaraz in the final.
Well, yeah, I think when you look at this top 8, who else really would possibly challenge any of them? Shelton, Felix. Felix
is in form. I mean, if he's going to do it, it's now's a good time. But he's played well in the lead-up tournament into this, so and he's sort of come from nowhere as well. I mean, he hasn't been going that deep into tournaments, but he's turned a corner. We'll see if he can scalp a big name.
Yeah, and I think that was my surprise that in the last few years where he made top 10 and then he was out of it for so long, and now he's back again. So maybe he's peaking at the right time, but time will tell.
Yep.
By this time next week, we will know.
Yep.
Alrighty. Any more on Torino?
Nothing more
we'll
on the
let the rest play out. Let the rest play out. Wait for the Alcaraz final just to happen. And if we're surprised, and will give us a lot to talk about next week.
Sounds good. All right.
I have a quick item.
On to our next segment. Oh, yeah, sure.
A quick item that I'd like to jump in with.
Just disrupt my agenda, but that's fine.
Much to Chris's dismay, it's the WTA finals, which I'm
whoa.
which I'm sure you saw with Rybakina. How do you pronounce it? Rybakina or Rybakina? Rybakina, defeating Sabalenka.
Yep.
It was a bit of an upset.
Did you see the interesting thing after?
Oh, I certainly did.
Yes,
but it's only because I've got the biggest crush on Rybakina. I love it to pieces, and I just wish.
You were also a racist deep down.
Well, we won't go there. I mean, especially for our pilot, but I mean, I can only hope. I wish, like another life, that she was single. I mean, her and Vukov, her coach. I mean, there's a lot going on there. A lot to unpack, but. Yes, to answer your question, I've done a deep dive and analysis into that, and very interesting. Her reaction in the ceremonial.
It was just a bizarre look. Sabalenka holding the runner-up trophy, standing there, waiting for it to come over for the photo, and then just having to take the photo, even though she didn't win. It was just very bizarre.
So did she end up taking a picture at all with Sabalenka?
It wasn't because of Sabalenka. It was because of the CEO that was in the picture with.
I'm well
CEO.
aware of that. I'm asking, once the CEO just shuffled off, was there a picture of just them two? Or was there no picture at all?
You'd imagine so. I
Yeah.
mean, they're pretty close.
Yeah.
Maybe she didn't want to take a picture.
I didn't stick around for that long.
Yeah. Another
It
interesting
can't be
thing.
because of what we're all thinking, surely. Or is it?
What? Because Sabalenka's playing the Battle of the Sexes?
Well, Chris, I'm sure you follow her on Instagram. So has she made any comments or anything?
No, I don't follow her on Instagram. It's one of the few socials I do not partake in, but I just leave it to Art Tennis just to provide me with the glorious news and headshots. And I think even my Reddit algorithm is just trying to make me join her fan pages as well, just to still headshots and her beautiful smile. But I think because I stop and I look at those posts, I don't necessarily join, but because I've stopped and looked, they just keep feeding me more and more. But no, to answer your question, I have not come across anything. I just get lost in her eyes. Is that
There's
gay?
nothing wrong with joining the fan pages at all. No, it's not gay at all. So obviously we're not going to get any criticism about her actions from Chris.
No,
Paige, where do you
not
stand on it?
whatsoever.
I too. Well, not too. No, I think. Yeah.
You better not.
Sorry, mate.
I just found
You
it
two-
interesting. I'm not really.
You two think she's beautiful?
I too agree that. Not that I agree. I don't really care what she does. Just that. I just found her hilarious, actually. But in that same tournament, Iga was knocked out by Anisimova, and possibly redemption from the Wimbledon final, where Iga won. Well, she bageled her 6-love, and then came back to knock her out. But Iga is only 53% against the top 10, so not very strong. It's no demon or numbers, obviously, but with someone like Iga, you'd expect it to be a bit better. But how you expect to win tournaments when you're only winning at 53% at that stage. But, yeah, obviously a bit different if she's playing at Roland Garros.
Oh, here we go.
Yes.
Okay, lads.
Adam the animal.
All right, lads.
Brought it up.
This is why they call me the animal, yeah. All the tenacity in the world. We're going to watch this 30-second video with no sounds, and then Chris will be the judge. I'll get you to be the judge.
Can you just do a zoom in, please, on the person wearing Yonex gear?
The guy in the middle?
No, he's not important.
Your scarf is Yonex, mate.
All right, I'm going to start playing, okay? So, picture one, done. Beautiful. And then we're gonna keep going. We're going to shuffle off. I'm going to try and do commentary while this happens. And then the CEO of so-and-so. It's a little bit awkward, guys. It's just a little bit awkward.
Casually standing off to the side there.
Casually going, no, I refuse to stand in the middle there and
I think she
take a picture.
Even gave a bit of a
and then
look
to answer my question, she does take a picture
as soon
at
as
the end
with shuffles off.
So I think that's I rest my case.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
This
there you go.
makes no impact for Chris whatsoever. So
no. Well, what are you guys talking about? Can you just replay what we were just watching?
I'm glad you brought that up, Adrian. I think it's important we cover that. Yeah, I mean, she's Russian, right?
Born in Russia.
What?
Born in Russia?
Yeah.
Enough said.
When she plays the Australian Open, what hotel do you think she'll stay at? Just, you know.
Usually,
Maybe
why don't you message her on Instagram and ask her?
The Aussie Open have jobs that you can apply for. Maybe you can apply for one of the drivers.
Yes, the driver might be a great job.
Yes, get to drive around.
Do you reckon they have trackers in the car? If I just do like a detour to Dean's side, do you reckon I'll get followed?
This guy's doxing his address. All right, it's debate time. Doot, doot, doot. Debate time. All right. Usually I'm going to save this time for our listener mailbag, but I went out last night on a cold Tuesday night, checked the mailbag, and we didn't get any mail. So instead, I did what Chris likes to do most nights, and I trolled Reddit for what are people talking about? That's what I wanted to know. And I came across this post, which I know you are both very familiar with, and as Chris reminded me, is about 2 weeks old, but nonetheless, I'm still going to mention it.
It is.
The world's number 1,000 player is closer to the number 3 ranked player than the number 3 ranked player is closer to the number 2 player. So, Alcaraz is 11,250 points. Zverev is 5,560. The number 1,000 player is 24. Long story short, the distance between Zverev and this guy that no one's ever heard of, ranked 1,000 in the world, is closer than Alcaraz and Zverev. My question to you, is the top 10 weak, and does that make Alcaraz and Sinner seem better than what they are?
Oof.
And are they actually GOATs? Chris, over to you.
I think no to both of those questions.
So no that the top 10 is weak.
I think it's incredibly hard to judge, and I think Carlos Alcaraz and Jannik Sinner are just making the other 8 of the top 10 players look far weaker than what they actually are, and yeah. What was the first part of the question?
Some would say they are already, I'm not say already GOATs, but well on their way to becoming GOATs.
Well, yeah.
Alcaraz is what age? 22?
He's 22.
22, and he's got, what, 6 Grand Slams, is it?
6, yeah. So if you look at how many Grand Slams they have, yeah, they've more than Nadal and Federer at their respective ages.
Yeah. Well, Federer only started getting his later in his career, didn't he?
Yeah, that's right. But at the same time, I mean, you could argue the depth of quality maybe isn't there. I mean, them two are the only really real ones that are challenging each other. Where if we probably dated back, 20, 15 years ago, there was probably, half a dozen to a dozen where on a bit more of a level playing field. But yeah, in terms of head-to-heads go, it seems like Alcaraz and Sinner are the only ones really the ones where it's a pure toss-up, 50-50.
Yeah.
I'll throw this question then in before I get your thoughts, Age. So if we just went to like a random time, say 2010, and say you take out Nadal and Federer, who in 2010, just a random time, you take them out and instead you chuck in Alcaraz and Sinner. And then I rattle off these names who are 3 to 10. Novak Djokovic, Andy Murray, Robin Soderling, Thomas Berdych, David Ferrer, Andy Roddick, Dasco, and Mikhail Yuzhny. There's a name I haven't heard for a long time. Are Sinner and Alcaraz as dominant as Nadal and Federer were at that time against that competition?
Mm.
I don't have their ages in front of me, but I feel like in 2010, Nadal probably would have been a couple of years older than what Alcaraz is today, and Federer would have been a couple of years older than that. So Tom probably in their mid-20s.
Yeah, you've got some other big names there. You've got Djokovic and Murray. sitting there casually.
Casually.
But again, this is a
you got-
2010 Novak, not a, 2018
No, it's not.
Novak.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's true as well.
I mean, Burdick again was no slouch as well. I mean, he reminds me a lot of Zverev, particularly of just making it to semis and finals of slams and never quite just getting over the line when it mattered the most.
But,
It's
he's
really
not getting
hard
over
to
the
say.
line because he's coming across,
That's right.
would he get over the line against a Sinner or Alcaraz? It's tough to say. It is tough to say. I do personally think that I'd say that top 10 in 2010 is stronger than today's top 10. I think that Sinner and Alcaraz would have a harder time winning as many tournaments compared to now. But yeah, at the end of the day, how do you really know? It is tough.
I mean, if you're looking at their win percentages or their total points year on year, maybe an average of those top 10 players back in 2010 compared to now, I think that might give you a good, a good way to analyze the depth and quality of the top 10 back then compared to now. I mean, now we do see a lot more fluctuations in and out of the top 10 compared to perhaps back then when it was maybe a bit more set. But then again, that's just going by, purely what I feel. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but it feels like back then, I don't know, maybe those players had a bit more of a capacity to beat the likes of Djokovic and Murray, maybe Nadal, depending on the surface you get him on.
Well, Murray was still good enough to win. How many Grand Slams was it?
3?
3. Yes,
3?
correct, Chris.
Yeah.
Lots of runners up, but 3. He won it 3 times.
Yeah.
He beat Djokovic twice and Milos Raonic once at Wimbledon.
Okay. But again, this is a 2010 Murray, not a Murray that won the Grand Slams. But
no, he won it in 2012, 2013, 2016. It's not too
Del
far
Potro
after, but I think
in 2010
Murray did make finals around that 2010 time as well.
Okay.
So he was making finals.
Yeah.
Del Potro was 2009.
Okay.
He must have got injured in that 2010 season, which is why he didn't feature in that top 10. In fact, I know he did get injured.
Same with like an Albandian likes around there. He was probably towards the end of it.
I think he was
by then.
Towards the end from there, yeah.
Mm.
I just thought it was an interesting discussion point around the top 10. And I don't know, maybe it's because these guys who have finished their career now, but I feel like they were up there for longer. They might not necessarily won anything. Guys like Burditch and Ferrer and Songa and those sort of guys, but I feel like they were there for longer and more consistent. Not that they ended up challenging them seriously, but they were there. And it does feel like the top 10 is a little bit more fluid today. In saying that, if history follows, who's the number 3? Who's the Djokovic that comes in and disrupts this top 2? Because history is just following it. Sinner's the new Federer and Alcaraz is the new Nadal. Who's the Djokovic?
Who's the Djokovic?
Who's that
Who's the
young
Joker?
Brazilian bloke?
Are you going to say Fonseca? He's got a long way to go.
Yeah. Well, yes.
We'd like to see it, but you'd think it's someone who's already maybe in the top 15, top 20. But hey, look, then again in tennis, I mean, it doesn't take much to crack a top 50. I mean, if you look at
That's one good year.
I'm going to mispronounce his name, but Vakarov from Monaco. Couple weeks ago when he came all the way through qualifiers.
Was that two
two cousins.
Yes.
To Brothers, was it cousins or brothers?
Cousins, I think.
Cousins. Yeah, one a qualifier, one ridiculously ranked. They just make to the final of a ATP 1000, and bang, you're got a high rank of 30 all the way from plus.
How many
outside
points?
the top 100.
Silly question. Do you get 1,000 points
I'd assume so.
for winning that?
I'd
Is that what
suspect
it's
so.
about for?
I mean, I don't really follow the points closely, but yes, I think that's how it works.
Okay. Well, that would be
Good
a match.
question.
I mean, touching on that point that
I'll
you
get
made
back to you
before,
next
Adam,
week.
about the
Yes.
gap between the top 2 and the 3, and then from 3 to 1,000. If you're getting 1,000 points just from that one tournament, that would be an insane jump.
Yeah, but how the rankings work is they take off. It's versus what you did last year as well.
Okay.
So if you didn't play the tournament and then you win, you get 1,000. But if you, as far as I understand it, if you win it last year and then win it this year, you effectively get no points.
Oh.
So they work out the difference.
It's, as far as I understand, it's the difference. I can't say I'm an expert on the rankings, but you have to pretty much protect your position or the points that you earned last year, and almost better that. Which I don't know if that makes that feat more incredible or less incredible.
Yeah.
Well,
so
he's never played it.
Sorry?
He's probably never played it, or made it to a first round of or even second round of a ATP 1000. So he's got no points to defend. Really, he's gone in fresh.
Yeah, which is good. That means whatever he makes, he makes.
Yeah, it's going to be hard.
The time will come next year. That's right.
He's going to have to back it up again.
It's for the Nito finals. It's 1,500 ranking points.
Okay.
And they'll also get $5 million.
Just a lazy $5 million.
Just a lazy $5 million. Final. That's if you're the undefeated champion. You get $5 million. 2.3 million if you win the final.
And Sinner won it last year?
I should know because I was watching the history of the tournament. I believe he did win it last year.
So he's possibly up for the $5 million.
He's going to remain undefeated.
That's it.
Alcaraz is as well.
We shall see. We
shall see. Okay. Did anyone have anything else they wanted to talk about for the
No,
Nito
but I want to get on with this quiz that you've been mentioning for the past hour, and my competitive juices are just fucking flowing right now, and I'm foaming at the mouth here. Let's get this shit underway.
That's because we were talking about the WTA for 5 or 10 minutes. Sinner defeated Fritz last year in the final, 6-4, 6-4, the record. Okay. Where is my quiz? You're going to need to make some audio for the quiz, Chris. All right. This is how the quiz is going to work. I'm going to ask 4 multiple choice questions. I was hoping you would have your cameras on so I could see you write down A, B, C, or D, and then you can show me. But we're going to have to do the honesty policy.
Okay.
And you're both just going to have to tell me A, B, C, or D.
I'll write it down.
There will be 4 questions, multiple choice. And then the last question will be a who am I? Who am I being? I'm going to read out a past or present player's biography, you could say, a bit of history about them. And then you're going to jump in. If you think you know the answer, you're going to buzz in with your name. And you're going to tell me who you think it is. If you buzz in and get it wrong, you're out. You're basically giving the other person a free ride until the end of their bio. So, just like bedroom, you don't want to jump too early.
Yes.
Oh. I believe for our multiple choice, we can type our answers so that way, or just the letter, that way you can reveal the answers that way.
That's right. I'm honest, boys.
Am I? I don't think honesty policy will be okay. I mean, the only person.
Yeah, but I could just follow Adrian. I can just say, or you can follow me. But anyway,
that is true. Is it in the chat? Oh, it is in the chat. We can type. Fantastic.
Oh,
I wish I'd known that
Well,
earlier.
they pay me the big bucks, mate.
Mate, you get paid. The only one who's getting paid any bucks around now. All right, are we ready for the first question?
Let's do it.
yes.
All right. Who was voted the ATP fans' favourite singles player for the second year in a row in 2024? Was it A, Novak Djokovic, B, Carlos Alcaraz, C, Yannick Sinner, or D, Stefanos Tsitsipas? Who was voted
Is,
the ATP
Not
fans'
my answer.
favourite singles player for the second in a row? A,
is, there,
Djokovic, B, Alcaraz, C, Sinner, or D, Tsitsipas?
is
You
there
have
a
both.
selection for E, Rebecca?
It's for After Dark. You have both put in B, Alcaraz. It's actually Yannick Sinner is the
Oh,
correct answer.
that threw me
Voted the
because
fans' favourite player.
I saw that the fans. I saw a video where they voted him best hair on tour last year,
That's
but he didn't get
ridiculous.
best hair, unfortunately.
Did
Well,
Adrian Manarino win that contest?
He definitely didn't win tightest strings either.
No, he didn't.
alrighty. Next question. Question 2. Which player knocked out Novak Djokovic at the 2024 US Open, claiming his first top 5 career win? Is it
I don't even need. You go on.
A. Alex de Minaur,
He was
B. Tanasi Kokonakis, C. Alexei Popyrin, or D. Jordan Thompson? Do I need to repeat the question?
Yes, you do. I thought you said 2014.
2024 US
That's
Open,
non-C.
claiming his first top 5 career win, beating Djokovic. You have both typed in C, and you were both correct. Well done. It was Alexei Popyrin. I don't have the scores in front of me, but yeah, he beat Novak Djokovic,
Yeah.
and I think Chris was the happiest person in the country that day.
I was, but I believe Rebecca also lost that day, so my celebrations were dwarfed and halted.
Jesus, we've got a historian in the building. Question 3. Who are the current Davis Cup champions defeating the Dutch in the 2024 final? Is it A, Italy, B, the United States, C, Spain, or D, Germany? Who are the current Davis Cup champions defeating the Dutch
Who
in the
was Italy?
2024
Was that
final?
A?
A, Italy,
Yeah,
B, the United
I'm going
States,
Italy.
C, Spain. You're both doing A, Italy, copycatting each other. You're both correct. Again, it was Italy. They are the current champions
Can't
at the
help it if I know
moment.
my tennis.
I know.
It's
Jeez.
two apiece. So this is going to be interesting. Might come down to who am I, which will just be riveting for me. Question 4. Chris's favourite player, Novak Djokovic, made it 101 career title wins last week at the Pharmaceutical Classic in Greece. I couldn't be bothered writing the full name. But he's still 8 short of the record of 109. Who holds the record for 109 men's career title wins in the Open era? Is it A, Roger Federer, B, Bjorn Borg, C, Ivan Lendl, or D, Jimmy Connors? 109 titles. Who holds the record in the Open era? A,
Roger,
Federer, B,
Bjork,
Borg, C, Lendl,
Lendl, Connors.
D, Connors.
I think you should let our viewers know how quickly we're putting in our responses.
You don't want the viewers to know
yours.
how premature. Chris, you don't want the viewers to know how premature you are.
Oh,
I do.
I'm an open book.
And yes, Chris has locked in his answer already.
Yes.
Age is pondering,
I am pondering.
probably
I don't
Googling on his phone.
I'm not. What kind of man do you take me for? I don't think it's Roger.
A man that has gluten-free beer.
I finished it. I need my second. You know what? Just so I go something different to Chris. I don't know. Is it wrong? Because I think it's D as well. But
No, you shouldn't have told him, Adam.
I didn't say a word about anything. I don't know why. If you think it's D, then you
That's my
should go D.
guess.
You have both gone D. Jimmy Connors, you are both correct. Jimmy
Mm.
Connors has 109 titles,
I'm
which
writing
means it
your things on a
is
bit of paper, and I'm looking down. I'm not looking up at the screen. Just so you know.
just. I believe you, H. You have your camera off, but I believe you. Lucky last question. It all comes down to this. This is going to be great. Now, remember, just buzz in with your name if you think you know the answer. Who am I? I was born in Mannheim, West Germany in 1969. My father, Peter, first placed a tennis racket in my hand when I was just 3 years old, and by the time I was 5, I was already practicing for hours each day. Tennis quickly became my entire world. I played my first professional tournament at just 13 years old, and by the time I was 19, by the time I was 17, I'd claimed my first Grand Slam title at the 1987 French
Adrian,
Open.
my guess is
Adrian's
Steffi
jumped
Graf.
in. Oh, he's done it, ladies and gentlemen. Adrian is your champion on
Yeah.
episode 1 of Talking Tennis. It is
Oh,
Steffi Graf.
I'm not
22.
happy. I'm not happy. I want to chime in here. Why do we have a question about the
I knew
WTA?
it. I was thinking, who would be a top German player that this could be about? And I couldn't think of anyone in the men's game.
I was
And then my
thinking of
thoughts,
Zverev, but I think too young.
yeah, and then my thoughts jumped to the female, and I thought, yeah, it's got to be Steffi.
My mind was not going there. My mind was only on Rybakina. That's as far as my mind goes for the WTA. What a redo.
There will be no redos, and we're doing past and present players, male or female, ATP, WTA, the non-binary cup. I don't care. We're going to do anything because that's the only way it's going to
Next
advantage
answer will
age
be
and give him a
Maresmo.
chance of winning this thing. It will probably be Maresmo. Maybe not next week, but the week after.
I'll have
Steffi Graf
Maresmo.
won 22 Grand Slam singles titles, including 7 at Wimbledon, 6 at the French Open, 5 at the US Open, and 4 at the Aussie Open. She spent 377 weeks ranked as the world number 1, a mark that stood unmatched for a very, very long time. In 1988, she won all 4 Grand Slams and the Olympic gold medal, completing the Golden Slam.
Yes.
They're your fun facts of the day. Well done, Adrian. You are the winner. And I will be keeping all-time records of the quiz. Right now, it is 1 for Adrian and Chris on a big donut of 0.
Could we just put an asterisk next to that one, please? The details matter.
They are going to be, I'll give you the hint already, they are going to, I don't want to say obscure players, but I will focus on past and maybe more lesser-known obscure players that you will know of, but potentially have forgotten about.
Mm.
All right, I better fire up the old archives on Tennis TV and just rip into this.
I think you need to do some homework.
I'm going to watch a Krajicek versus Pierlin highlight reel.
So I'll give you the hint already. The next week's quiz, it's going to be focused on the Nido tournament. So start doing your homework on that. And there was a final that I was watching. I don't know what year it was, but it was Carlos Moya against another Spaniard, and I've already forgotten his name, and it was a name I hadn't heard for a very long time. It started with C. I'm hoping Chris can jump in and tell me who it was.
Spanish, around the same, or obviously around the same time because they played.
Obviously around the same time. Yeah. It was an all-Spanish final.
Not like
I can't even say his name.
Carlos.
Alex Corgetta.
Would not have guessed that.
Yeah.
Well, that's who it was. And if you saw his name, you would have seen it. That's who it is there.
Okay.
Anyway, that's your hint for next week, guys. You need to study up on the end-of-year tournament.
Was the ATP finals around back then?
Oh, yeah, mate. It's been going for years.
Not bad.
It's been going since the Rod Laver days. Yeah, in some way, shape, or form.
Okay. All right.
It might have been called something else. Maybe we'll stop it at a certain point. But there is history there.
Okay.
So I suggest you do some homework this week.
All right. Good. 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 Good.
So I suggest you do some homework this week.
Very good. I'm looking
Alrighty,
forward to
lads.
these challenges.
I look forward to the antics. All right, guys. I think we're going to wrap it up there for episode 1. Adrian, Chris, it's been a pleasure. It's been fun.
Thank you.
Can't wait to do
Yes.
it all again next week.
Yep, look forward to it.
We'll have much to
Adrian.
discuss.
There will be. Adrian, any farewell words you want to say to the tens of thousands listening?
No, I think I had a little bit of, I think I may have had some gluten in my dinner, and now I'm not feeling too well. So, just got to.
All right, we better wrap this up then.
Yeah. Between
And
that and
Tinker
the
Plunger
lactose,
with you.
it's all happening.
Alrighty, well, good luck with that. We look
Yes.
forward to next week's update. Chris, any farewell words from you?
No, none. Just good luck on the bog. Adrian, all right, seems like you get all the encouragement you can get. Be well, and I'll exact my revenge next week, and I'll get you back.
We'll do it all again next week. Thank you very much.
Great. Thank you.
It's Talking Tennis.
Cut that out.